Hello Gemini, this is Marina from the Butterfly Effect. This is your weekly reading for the week beginning the 28th of February. The card that you've got through is the unending sadness of looking back, and the divination, I'll just go straight into it without giving you an overview, is that this is something that needs to be let go from your past. Our past is fascinating, our past is rich, and our ancestry is worth investigating. But to live there, to cry because we believe we are no longer at that one perfect time in our lives, is to deny the gifts of the present and the treasures of the future. When this card appears for you, know that you are experiencing an epiphany, that your sadness is now of your own making, for you are recycling the moment in the past when all changed, when your world failed you, and this is preventing you from opening and being fully alive now. This is not a death, but a long, lingering non-life, a twilight life, a kind of way of preventing yourself from the possibility of ever being hurt again. Please allow yourself to come back to us from the land of unburied pain, slowly if you must, but place the past and its unrealized promise down. Bury it, let it become memory, and allow your guides to bring you into the beauty of life once again. There is a possibility of experiencing strong and compulsive nostalgia and regrets, thinking about an old issue over and over, believing life has robbed or cheated you somehow, and forgetting to glory in the incredible blessing of breathing in and out. There may also be a fixation on past lives and early childhood hurts, an obsession with finding what went wrong to explain your pain. Fight all that and you will win. So firstly, for my feminines, my females, you've got the clouds. It is in reverse, but I'm not supposed to be reading reversals, but I do anyway. The pathways and the anchor here. I do believe you are coming out of a period of confusion. This is real mental confusion. With the Ace of Swords and the Hermit in reverse, you are coming to a moment of clarity on a situation. And it's mostly to do with which path to take. I think you have had a period of isolation here, where you've been thinking long and hard about the decisions that you need to make, want to make, and maybe two or more choices of the direction to go in. And this has sort of been, it's left you in a period of sort of like waiting on tenterhooks, you know, maybe waiting for communication, waiting for this clarity, waiting for this, you know, epiphany moment to work out where you should go next. I do see that you're really quite tired with the whole thing here with the Nine of Wands. This is my wounded warrior feeling very tired. And the Wheel of Fortune, and this is not really knowing, you know, again, which path to take. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse would suggest that you may think you're not on the right path. Things haven't been going on your way. You may feel that you're caught in a karmic cycle that has been, you know, endless. Coming back to the unending sadness card here, and it's ultimately making this decision is proving quite exhausting. Nothing kind of makes sense right now. I did get on this for you. China in Your Hand. I'll put the song below for you to have a listen to. I think what you really want is stability in your life with, I've got a King of Hearts here. This is a soulmate. The man of your dreams. There may have been someone in your past here that you're still holding on to. It could be sometimes a work situation with the anchor, but I do feel that really what you want from your life now is stability. And you want to make the decision that will bring stability into your life. You want with the Fool to, you know, be able to take that leap of faith, you know, to have faith that someone is going to catch you if you take the leap here. So you are prepared to take a risk here, but the risk is very much it is unclear. I've got the Three of Wands in reverse. There could be delays on, you know, having this new start, and I do think it is with regards to this King of Hearts up here, maybe a water sign. But if it's not delays, it's almost not being able to envisage the future, but knowing you still have to move towards a direction that brings you stability. So I'm not clear, certainly not this week, as to whether this leap of faith that you're looking to take is with this King of Hearts or not, because this may have been someone who has put you in a very heavy headspace, has made you withdraw into yourself to try and work out and shed some light on, you know, whether they're the right person for you or not, or whether indeed, sorry, snow's just turned to sleet. How crap is that? So yeah, I just think this is a week where you're trying to work out where your stability lies, whether it's with this person, whether to continue to wait for them, you may be waiting for someone, or just that you head off and make a decision that brings some sort of stability into your life, and try and move on from this this sadness, this regret about the past where maybe something did go wrong, or yeah. And I think that's where you're going to be this week. I'll take a wee advice card. In fact, I'll just do it now. Okay. Okay, that's odd. Bubbling candles. No, I don't want that. What do I want? Advice card, please. Which my old faithful. An advice card for my Gemini females, please, Spirit, for this week, beginning the 20th of January. My Gemini females, what advice can you offer Gemini females, please? Trust and thrive. Book. No, I had it out earlier, didn't I? Oh, blimey, it's getting late. Sorry. I know it's here somewhere. Yeah, it's there. See, I don't expect actually to tidy up after myself, so the stag. There we go. This may help you. There's a lot of green sort of healing energy here as well, Gemini. Come alive and thrive. Stand in your light and glory with grace and majesty. You have an opportunity to thrive. Trust in all you have to offer, all your gifts, strength and power, and make the most of it. You are born to lead, and this can only become reality when you're willing to put yourself in that position. Stag energy allows you to feel safe because the antlers keep away anything that could interfere with your intelligence and presence, and their strength gives you the power to be agile in your thinking. You're being encouraged to retain your dignity and be proud of who you are and all that you've accomplished. This in turn will give you even more power to thrive onwards and upwards. When this card arises, it can also represent fertility and sexuality, maybe an opportunity to explore your sexual side with your spiritual integrity supporting you on that journey. I sort of feel it kind of, to me, Gemini females, I think that's just saying that take the lead in the situation. If you're waiting for someone that's, you know, left you in this, you know, horrible feeling of confusion and darkness, real darkness with the clouds here, I really, you know, that's not on. Just you know, take the lead in your own life, make your own decisions, and head towards whatever you think will bring you stability. Yeah, okay. Gemini males, you have the Coffin card, the Labyrinth, and the Fish card from my Lenormand deck. This is there's an ending here, probably quite a painful ending, and it's also a lot of confusion over your money situation. There can be a sort of a loss on the money front because you have taken a number of wrong turns. This Labyrinth card speaks of you, at least you and one other person, but a number of people actually like ships that cross and, you know, passing the night here. You're all sort of trying to like come together and you know, be on the same page, but it's not happening. So it's a feeling of being quite lost in a situation. There's a lot of maybe setbacks here and obstacles. You could have had a bit, a falling out with a parent, one or both parents here. I mean, there's no actual king or queen here. There is a jack, so this could be a brother. This could be somebody, yeah, it's usually a sibling or a peer or someone you work with business-wise. There could have been a falling out here with 3 of Swords. And it's put you, if this is you, this could be who you're dealing with, you understand, Gemini, the King of Cups in reverse here. So this is being pretty emotionally unstable, emotionally withdrawn. It can be emotionally manipulative as well. As I say, this can be who you're dealing with. With the archetypes that are coming through, this is someone who feels pretty entitled. It's someone who rules without restraint. It's someone who can be pretty tyrannical. And even someone who ignores legitimate constraints. That's my Liberator in reverse here. So someone who can be pretty destructive in relationships. It can sort of suggest poor nutrition as well, not necessarily looking after yourself or themselves physically. And yeah, very much being at odds either with yourself or with another individual here, and it feels like you're hitting a lot of dead ends. But there is an ending that it's a painful ending, it's a sorrowful ending, and it's with the 3 of Cups. Now, I do have the 3 of Swords here as well, Gemini, so, there is a strong possibility you are or have been involved in a third-party situation. It doesn't need to be romantic. It probably is, though. And you've got the 7 of Hearts here. This is almost like a love too strong. It can be hate, it can be fear. It's almost like a love that's turned into hatred, or you're actually fearful of another person, or they're fearful of you. There is a little bit of a warning card here. I mean, I don't have it with anything that would suggest it's an enemy as such, but this is like a friendship or a group of friends. It can be like your family. I mean, you'll know who you're having issues with, Gemini, but would suggest it has turned to something, pretty putrid, and that's what's ending. But maybe the ending of this, whatever it may be for you, is what's turned you on your head here. This is about fighting through to see another day. I mean, I've got 3, 3, and 3, so there's definitely a third party here, Gemini. If you haven't been in a third party, then it's not your reading. And it doesn't need to be romantic, as I say. It can actually just be like, members of your family that are at odds with one another. But money is in the mix here. There's been some sort of loss financially here. With the 8 of Spades, this is about a long-standing argument. There's a lot of arguments, there's a lot of shouting. It's your difficulty making yourself understood or resolving this issue. It can be a very long-standing issue with those close to you. And this seems to be, there's an issue here with this Jack of Clubs. Usually a friend, a sibling, a peer. It can be regarding business news. But you need to be careful here, Gemini, with the 4 of Swords. This is a warning card that things changes most definitely need to be made with some urgency here. I mean, this can signify illness, poverty, even violence. It is a warning card. All these spades are warnings, really, and that's 7 as well. You normally see a nice wee heart, and then you think it was positive, but not the 7 of Hearts. 7 of Hearts, like your 7 of Cups, I suppose, in the tarot. So it's all illusion and confusion, delusion, fantasies. Yeah, and there's an enormous amount of confusion here. So, Gemini, I'm going to take an advice card for you. Please like or subscribe even if you don't like the message. I can't say that I hope it resonates, but you know, what can you do? Gemini males, please, Spirit, what advice do you have for my Gemini males? I think the advice I would say is identify who this chap is over here, because this person is not in your best interest at all. Jack of Clubs. No. Gemini males, advice for my Gemini males for the week beginning the 28th of January. Advice from my Gemini males. Hold the space. Gemini males. Let go of the need to be right. So this is the Peacekeeper card. You need to bring some harmony back to this situation, Gemini. Because this could actually be quite a dangerous individual. Let's have a quick look at Druid, see if there's anything there. The looks of the Druid. There you go. When the Druid card appears in a reading, you're being guided to dig deep within and hold your station. If you're wondering what to do next or have a sense of anxiety about what is unfolding in your life, it's time to shift your perceptions and move back to a state of trust. Don't change your plans or do anything drastic. Just trust in the process and let everything happen as it needs to before taking any more steps. Hold things together. Don't make any sudden moves or changes. Stand strong, knowing you are where you are supposed to be. And let go of the need to be right with the Peacekeeper. You may be feeling on edge due to a stressful situation. There's a warrior within you that wants to rise up, prove your point and get the truth across. But you're being reminded by ancestor wisdom that truth will always be revealed in the end. It's more important at this time to avoid arguments or heated discussions where you know you'll be fighting a losing battle. There is much more power in choosing to move forward from a higher perspective. This will allow you to connect deeply to the guidance within and the intuition that will lead you towards the healing of the whole situation, along with any wounds that may have inflicted on you. Choose peace, you know it's calling you. So rather than trying to prove a point, save your energy for what's important. There you go. I think that's incredible advice for that reading. That's it for the week, guys. Hopefully something better for you next week. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.